Hello. Welcome back to Crazy Effing Mommy. I'm your host, Elyse DeLucci. We are here in New York City on the Upper East Side. I just started recording this podcast. My daughter came in looking for a pen. Wouldn't leave. I had to re-record. Okay? Re-record. Luckily, I was only a couple seconds in. Anywho, we haven't spoke before Christmas, Hanukkah, so hope you had a nice Christmas. Hope you had a nice Hanukkah. Well, at the time of this recording, it's not quite New Year's. You know why I didn't talk to you before Christmas? Because I was crazy. Because I have a million things to do, like you. You know what? Like, we have Elf on the shelf. There's Snoop on the stoop. Why isn't there an effing elf for the mother? To remind her to, like, hurry her shit up all throughout the month of December. I have this mom fantasy. And every year I have the same fantasy. It's like, by November, I'm going to have all my Christmas presents wrapped and labeled, bowed, stored nicely, organized in a box. Never happens. Never happens. You know what happens? Christmas Eve comes around, and it's like I'm the mad rapper. I can't take it, okay? I can't take it. And then, of course, the 26th, I'm just dead to the world. Actually, that's not entirely true. I refuse, on Christmas Day, on the 25th, I refuse to go to sleep that night until my house is clean. I'm not saying, like, there can't be presents, like unwrapped presents or wrapped presents under the tree. You know, my kids have, right now I'm looking, they have a lot of dolls, like, you know, rainbow high dolls. That's all the rage for them. They have all these dolls underneath the tree. I'm not saying there can't be presents under the tree. I'm saying I just can't have shit around. I won't even go to church. I won't leave my house on Christmas Day, even in the morning, if there's wrappers all over the place. But when it comes time for nighttime, Christmas Day, and we're home and the kids are sleeping, I will stay up making sure that this house is cleaned. Because my worst nightmare, waking up on the 26th and having a messy house, is something I just can't. I know, I'm a mom with young kids. I have friends that keep presents out till Valentine's Day. Wrappings, tape balls. I mean, what are you doing? My best friend Stephanie, I love her. But sometimes she tells me she doesn't take her tree down till March. What the hell are you doing? Throw it out. I just can't. I can't. Okay, fact of the day. Wally Amos. He's the founder of Famous Amos. Remember Famous Amos? The cookies. I don't know if you had Famous Amos in school. When I was at school, we had two types of cookies. Linden cookies, which were like a chocolate chip, or a butter cookie. 2 packs. Choice of 2 packs. Sometimes they would have Famous Amos cookies. Famous Amos were like $1.25, I remember. And like the Linden cookies were like 50 cents or something. So all the kids, they got the Linden cookies. But it's based on a real man. So Wally Amos is the founder. He got his cookie recipe from his Aunt Della when he was 12 years old. He was baking with her. This is not why I am sharing this with you. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because Wally Amos, baller, went to college in New York City. And when he graduated college, he started working at a talent agency. And we thought he was just famous for his cookies. Do you know who he discovered? Diana Ross, The Supremes, Simon and Garfunkel, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, and in a very Italian way. After he signed those artists, he would send them a little tiny homemade Famous Amos cookie package, welcoming them to the agency, and that was the invitation to set up a meeting with him. Is that not the best thing you've heard all day? You're welcome. And by the by, if you're wondering how Famous Amos even got started, it was thanks to Marvin Gaye, gave him a $25,000 loan in 1975, and he was able to set up a store and sell his cookies. So what a small world. If it wasn't for Marvin Gaye and his $25,000, We would never know famous Amos. We would never know Marvin Gaye. Maybe we would never know the Supremes. It's just amazing. I love stories like that. You know, it also just goes to show some people just have so much talent. Some people just, everything they do touches gold. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, he makes cookies. All right, we all make cookies. They all taste good. Him? No, he makes a cookie empire. Some people, they discover, they know talented person. This guy? No, he finds talented people, discovers them, makes them superstars. I mean, touches gold. Love him. Wally Amos. I don't even know if he's still alive. But if you are, I hope you're listening to this. Love from New York City. Okay. I have found a jam jelly brand. Bio Nature. I'm definitely saying this wrong. It's made in Italy. It's spelled Bionature. You can find it at a lot of health food stores. I bought the strawberry jam by this brand. And the reason why I bought this brand of jam is because I'm looking for things with not a lot of sugar. This jam has no sugar in it. And it's not, let me be clear, it's not sugar-free. It just has no sugar. When you flip over the bottle, the whatever you call it, it's the ingredients, it's whatever. This was strawberry. It was strawberry. It was, I don't know, so some other berries, I don't know. You know, I don't know, pectin. No sugar. If you look at Bon Maman, which I like, Bon Maman, you know, that's the one that looks adorable, like Ina Garden's cabinets just lined with Bon Maman jelly. Actually, definitely not, because she definitely goes like way fancier. That's just the look they go for, you know. First ingredient on their jams, cane sugar. Another brand of jams that I love is Hero. Hero is delicious. Hero makes the most sumptuous blueberry jelly. You know, and I'm not going to get into semantics, but, you know, there's like a thing, like some jellies and then preserves. Like jelly is just like literally like a gel, like the jelly. And then preserves are like with like lumps of actual blueberry. But Hero makes, I don't know which one it is, makes a beautiful blueberry. It's so good. It's so good. It blows Bon Maman's blueberry out the freaking window. Out the window. But the first or second ingredient on the Hero blueberry jam is sugar. Okay, so Bio Nature, I apologize to the founders. Remember when Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City, who I loved, by the way, because he really cared about Manhattan. Remember when he used to talk Spanish? It was like so ridiculous. I mean, but you loved him because he tried, right? But anyway. You got to try this jam. If you see, it's a lot of times it's in the health food section, or you could find it at health food stores. I don't know if Whole Foods sells it. I actually got it at Morton Williams, but which is just, you know, the regular supermarket here. But they only had strawberry, so that's that. Anyway, how was your Christmas? What did you do? Did you have a crazy Christmas? This was kind of like one of the first normal, air quotes, Christmases. For Christmas Eve, I went to a restaurant, Caravaggio, on the Upper East Side. I go to this restaurant. I've been for lots of Christmas Eves. I haven't gone. I can't say I've gone every year for the last 9 years because there was the pandemic, whatever. For whatever reason, growing up, my grandmother on my father's side, my Nini, that's what we called her. I had a Nini, a Nani, a Nonna, and a Nana. Hello, Italian-American family. That was what my grandmothers were called. My Nini, on my father's side, her real name was Gloria. My Nini used to do Christmas Eve at her apartment in Greenwich Village every year. She did, you know, the fish, the bacala, would soak it in milk in the bathtub, real New York City style. You know what I'm saying? But when my parents got divorced, I was 17. All that stopped. And Christmas Eve became, like, not a big thing. We always had a big Christmas Day as it is, but Christmas Eve, we would do Manhattan, my Manhattan family, and then Christmas Day, my mother would host wherever she was living. And so for whatever reason, that stuck, right? So when my kids were born, and if I wasn't in Wales, because we did every other holiday, Paulie the Tooth and I, my ex, we would take them out to a beautiful dinner. Everybody could come. Like, everybody was welcome. If my mom wanted to come, my sister, anybody could come with us. But everybody would go with their own, their boyfriends, families, their husband, whatever. Caravaggio. Okay? And then Christmas Day this year, I went to my mom's house. Let me tell you something. I got a bone to pick with you, Caravaggio. Okay? First of all, this is a very delicious restaurant. It's an expensive restaurant. It's one of these restaurants that, this is not a weeknight restaurant. This is a special occasion restaurant, okay? And it was me and my two girls, and I invited one of my girlfriends, a comedian, Sheba Mason. That's Jackie Mason's daughter. Sheba's Jewish. Her mother's in Florida, married to a rabbi, never has anything to do on, like, of course, the Catholic holidays. So I invited her along. The reason why I wasn't with Chris and his family is because, one, my kids were here. Sometimes it's weird, with gifts, the gifts exchange, like on gift-giving holidays. And hello, I'm not engaged, so I'm not going there. That's why, okay? So, go to Caravaggio with Sheba. I'm checking in. I made a reservation. Restaurant, can't find my reservation. It's 5:30. We went to Mass at 4. We went to a family Mass at 4 o'clock, and then the reservation was at 5:30. I check in, we check the coats. We're dressed gorgeous. The guy at the host couldn't have been ruder. Couldn't have been. If it wasn't Christmas Eve, and I thought I could get a table elsewhere, I would have got the hell out of there. I asked him, I said, oh, table for 4 for DeLucci. He's looking at his books. Literally, he just looks up at me with like some face, and he's like, I don't have a reservation for DeLucci. So I gave him like all my other names, right? like all the other names I use for checking in restaurants, including my British ex-married name. No, he has. Then I go try to pull up my reservation on OpenTable. The OpenTable app, of course, isn't working. Thank you, OpenTable, on Christmas Eve. Thank you. And he's literally looking at me. He's like, what would you like me to do? I would like you to get me an effing table. So then, how about this? I take a walk into the restaurant. I do a loop. Not a soul. I'm so angry right now. I'm like literally gripping the arm of my director's chair as I'm telling the story. Not a soul sitting down eating dinner yet. We were the first dining guests there. Okay? I said, you don't have not one table? So finally he says, well, I guess I could put you in the alcove. You want me to go spend $400 and eat dinner in a coat closet? What, are you fucking kidding me? So that's what he does. And I'm desperate. I got the two kids. They're starving. You know how it is after church. Yep. He puts us in a wing of a restaurant, like a part of the restaurant. Like it's a little wing. And it has tables. It has like garland on the wall. But it wasn't the festive main dining room. It wasn't where the main tree is. It wasn't where the beautiful art on the wall is. And as we were sitting down, when Sheba came, she was like, where the hell are we? I said, I know. We're in the coat closet. That's where we're eating dinner, right? The coat closet. And then, in the main dining room, people started to come. Maybe by the time we were finished. Now, you know how it is also eating with kids. What, dinner's going to take an hour and a half max? I mean, what do you think? We're going to sit down for a 5-hour dinner? I got 2 kids. Santa's coming in a couple of hours. Get the hell out of here. We're eating, we're slurping, we're noshing on bread, and then mommy's out. That's how it goes. And you should know that guy. But by the time we left, maybe in the main dining room, maybe they could fit like 50 tables in there. They probably had like 7 tables. There was plenty of room at the inn for us. The guy who owns Caravaggio. I think his name is Giuseppe Bruno. And I want to tell you something. Your food at this restaurant is so delicious. The food is, oh my God, from heaven. I had a seafood salad. I had a whole wheat fettuccine with black truffles and crab meat, which maybe doesn't sound good. It was outrageous. On the table, they put the long breadsticks. I love that. I love a long, thin breadstick. You know, and the kind that are like salty and like they crumble in your mouth, like not like the cheap kind, you know. And they made my kids Shirley Temples with almost like not only a cherry, like a grenadine, like also like a lemonade and a Sprite. Everything is so good. And I had an espresso martini, which by the way doesn't rival the espresso martini at Felice, which is another restaurant downtown. Or well, they have a bunch, but another restaurant that I like. Everything at this place was delicious, except the service. I was treated like a peasant. This way that I was treated has not been the first time. Another time I went to this restaurant, I was with Chris and the girls, and this was a couple of years ago. And Chris doesn't drink. And I have, the occasional cocktail. But that night, for whatever, I wasn't having a drink. And when we sat down, the lady said, what kind of water? We had sparkling water. And then, so do you want a cocktail? No, we don't drink. And she made a face, walked away. And then the kids shared a plate of macaroni because they're babies, which I asked them to split. They had a problem with that. And then we ordered whatever we ordered. And I actually think that time we didn't have dessert there because probably one of the kids were fussy or whatever. But not the best service. You know what? A bunch of plutocrats go to that restaurant. You know what a plutocrat? Somebody's power comes from the fact that they have money, okay? That's like the clientele that goes there. It's not the nicest, okay? It's not like the convivial Italian restaurants I love. But I will say this. As having a boyfriend that owns a business, and Chris has owned he used to own an Italian restaurant in Manhattan for 10, I think it was for 10 years. Having a boyfriend that owns a business, he takes such pride in his business. If somebody is treated improperly at the club and he gets wind of it, he pulls out all stops, sends them things, gift cards, come back. I mean, every person that goes into that club they're treated like family. I am not saying that it should be when you hear your family Olive Garden style at Caravaggio, but the least you could do is when you see a single mother, dressed, by the way, to the nines in a fox fur hat and a sable coat, just saying, on Christmas Eve with her two gorgeous daughters that are dressed in faux Chanel-esque kind of dresses. The least you could do is treat us decently, okay? Make us feel welcomed. But you didn't. And the last thing, let me just say, the last thing I want to just add to the story, and by the way, of course I didn't plan on talking about this. The last thing I want to say was when the waitress helped us, I said to her, she said, oh, is everything okay? I said, yeah, it's fine. I said, it's fine now that we're sitting. I said, it's not fine that I'm sitting in a coat closet. I said, but the thing is, my friends and I, we're just throwing it out there. Like, we're public people. We're stand-up comedians, I don't know. I just think that maybe if you have people that are, I don't know, in the public eye, maybe you should, I don't know, treat them a little nicer. Just a thought. What did she say? What? She was like, yeah, she wasn't going to say anything. It was your host that was a rude asshole, and he's tall, and he's gangly, and he wears a suit that looks like it comes from Men's Warehouse, and shame on you, okay? Shame on you. I honestly, I was so mad. The Vogue design editor, Hamish Bowles. Okay, people, he's very fabulous. Hamish Bowles. He's selling his apartment on East 9th Street. If you want to take a look at it, it was photographed lots of times in Vogue through the years. To give you an idea of the prices on this, 1,400 square foot. It's a one-bedroom apartment. I think it has 2 bathrooms, and I think you could probably eke out a second bedroom in there. But he has it designed, so it's 1,400 square feet. So, of course, you can eke out like 10 more bedrooms in there. Who are we kidding? It's on the market. $2.9 million. That's right. Just if you were wondering about the real estate prices and is it getting cheaper. That is a famed apartment, though. That's a famed apartment because he has it decorated so stunning. I mean, you have to like the style. If your style is mid-century modern or maybe very, simple, like Kim K, like her house. She's not simple, but, the Kanye effect. Like the sands and clays and pewters and creams and white. Like, if that's your style, you're not going to like Hamish. I love it. Ugh. If all the world was a stage and it existed in an apartment, it would be in Hamish Bowles' apartment. That's all I'm saying to you. TV talk. Oh my God. My daughters and I, we binged Wednesday with Catherine Zeta-Jones playing the mother, Jenna Ortega, Tim Burton's new Netflix show. And the show is about when Wednesday Addams gets older. When she gets older and she goes off to a boarding school and all of the antics that go on. It's amazing. A little too scary, to be honest, for my kids that are now 7 and 8. My youngest turned 7 a couple days ago. And that's fun having Christmas time birthday. It is. It actually is. It's just mind-blowing. Also planning birthday parties and birthday gifts. But anyway, moving on. It's so good. It's actually the #1 rated show right now on Netflix. It's great. Whether you are kidless or with child, you need to watch the show. And I always liked Charles Addams, who started the Addams family. And if you don't know about him, look him up online. He has such an interesting background. Charles Addams, who went by Chaz Addams, Chas, he was a cartoonist for the New Yorker magazine, my favorite cartoons in all the world. And he started as a cartoonist, and he drew one cartoon. I actually think this is before he got hired at the New Yorker. He drew a cartoon, and it was a family standing on the beach in the Hamptons, and they were looking like it was the Addams family. Everybody was there. Lurch and Morticia and Gomez and Wednesday, the boy, everybody was all there, looking crazy, in gothic on the beach, and then everybody in the water or whatever, they were looking at this gothic looking family. That was the cartoon. He submitted it, and that was the end of that. That cartoon made him a hit, and the idea behind the cartoon. That particular cartoon that he drew, I think in the 20s, was everyone's family is crazy. Everyone thinks their family is crazy or crazy looking, but, but we really are all the same, right? And everybody came to love it. And the characters, Morticia and Wednesday, they weren't even named yet at this time in the 20s when he made this cartoon. This illustration. They became named like 30 years later. Anyway, Chaz Addams wound up becoming a cartoonist for the New Yorker magazine. You can buy books with his cartoons. It's all Addams Family cartoons. He's an interesting guy. He had a macabre sort of sense of humor. He was obsessed with death. I have books about him, and I have some postcard stack. I just always found him fascinating. His first wife, he was married 3 times. His first wife was the inspiration for Morticia. She looked like Morticia. And he goes on to say all 3 of his wives actually had Morticia-like qualities. His last wife he married in a pet cemetery. He was just he had coffins in his house. He was just fascinated, not obsessed with death in a creepy way, just fascinated with death. I guess it's creepy. And I don't know. I've really find him so interesting. Yeah. I don't know. And by the way, if you look him up, Charles Addams, very gorgeous guy. And apparently social, debonair, very apparently well dressed, was gentle, had a gentle demeanor. No resemblance to some death obsessed, It just came out of his mind. Goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover, as we know as usual. But anyway, it's so interesting. You got it. Yeah, so no engagement ring at Christmas time. Blah, blah, blah. What else is new? You know what? I don't like men that don't keep their words. Just saying. Just saying. Really big turnoff to me. Just saying to your buddy boy, okay? I'm sure he will propose, and maybe I won't say yes then because I'll be fed up. Oh, by the way, Charles Addams, do you know what his he had a famous pickup line. He would say, he has a scent of formaldehyde. I think that was the little Easter egg into his dark personality. So are we doing New Year's resolutions? What are we doing, ladies? I don't know. My New Year's resolution is to really just continue to try to lose the weight. I lost 7 pounds, and of course I gained like 4 back because I thought that the Butterball cookies were going out of style in the last week. So trying to lose weight, yeah, that's going to just be continued. I think that's a life New Year's resolution. I just want to stay, my New Year's resolution, I want to stay present. I want to stay positive. I want to be in the moment. I don't know what's going to happen with my stand-up. If anything, I have hopes and dreams. I don't know what's going to happen with my podcast. Of course, we're continuing. Hold on, gotta sneeze. Phew. Oh, phew. Excuse me. Oh, it's this damn dust from all these presents. Anyway, but you know what? Say I have big success in stand-up or maybe with the talk show. That's a dream, right? But I will look back on the days of me talking to you in my living room, half dressed, because I'm always just in tights and no pants when I'm doing this, by the way. And I want to make sure I'm just very present for everything. I want to make sure I'm very present. So I think that's my New Year's resolution. I don't know about yours, but I guess we should think about that. Okay. The product of, hold on. Okay, I don't even know the name. The product of the day, I asked my mother for it for Christmas, and she got it for me. Shocking. I think it's called Flippy. It's basically an iPad pillow for your bed. I actually have it right next to me, and I can't see the brand. Oh, this is so annoying that I can't lean over and grab it and look at the brand. It's on Amazon. If you type in leopard iPad pillow, it'll come up, and I think it's called Flippy. It's just this triangle kind of cushy, squishy, marshmallowy pillow, and it comes in all colors, and you could just plop it up on your bed and put your phone there or your iPad there. I asked for it because I have all kinds of stands and all this bojangles that I put all over, to do my broadcasting, my videos, but sometimes you just want a pillow. I think it was $20 to $30, and I think it's totally worth it. I think it's a great gift if you like to be on the couch and read your Kindle or your iPad, and you can flip it around to all different, whatever, vertical, horizontal. Anyway, that's my product of the week, something that I asked for. I thought you would like it. And the quote of the day is by, of course, Charles Addams. Here we go. Normal is an illusion. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. I'm Elyse DeLucci. This is Crazy Effing Mommy. I am always so grateful for you listening and to me talk. And I think that I should cut a clip about this Caravaggio experience. What do you think? And I think I should post it on Instagram, and I think I should tag them. Because I'm not trying to do damage to their business, because everybody knows how hard it is to have a business in New York. It's that I just need him to do the right thing. And the right thing would be, I don't know, say, I'm sorry for treating you like a peasant. Okay? That's it. Sorry. And by the way, if you are a business in New York City and you don't allow children, why don't you just say it? We don't want kids at our restaurant. I don't know if that's legal or illegal, but all I know is that if the members only Soho House downtown, okay, will allow children in the dining room before 9 p.m., I think you, Caravaggio, should as well. Okay? Anyway, please leave me a review. That is what I will ask you as we wrap up 2022. Please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or even drop me follow my podcast on YouTube, even though it's pathetic. I have 200 subscribers. I don't know. You know, it's a numbers game, people. As always, I'm trying to go on the road so I could just talk to you live in person, and we could sit on the stage and like have a drink and just, I could wear pants and talk. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm Elyse DeLucci. Love to love you, baby.
Thank you.